grumpy old tired person, me, and two Italians, Mario and Luigi. You two decide which one of you is which.
I don't know. I'll let Alessio pick whoever he prefers.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't really prefer anyone. So,
Well, Luigi is the sexiest one, of course.
I'll be Bowser then.
Don't think he's Italian.
No, I don't think so. Well, he still
Right.
kidnaps people like an Italian criminal.
Well,
so.
there you go. So yeah, you are Bowser Berlusconi. Oh dear God.
He's about to die then. Well,
maybe not. Maybe not. I mean,
Yeah.
he's in the hospital, but yeah, he's old.
Oh,
he's
is
older
he?
than you, Chris. Wouldn't know.
I don't know if he is. I think it's just the massive amount of orgies he's had on your taxpayers' money.
Probably, yeah.
But on that,
You know, he's going to get himself cloned. So the king is dead. Long live the king. That's what it's going to be.
no. Anyway, on that note, let's move on to video games.
Yeah.
So a game I've never really been over. I played it when it came out. I've never really been that overly bothered with it, and I think I don't know if it's had a run of. I've heard its name mentioned a few times in negative aspects, but anyway. So it's Ark Survival Evolved. Isn't this one of those where they they did all the Kickstarter and then they ended up selling extra content to those that kickstarted it?
No. It was never on
Early
Kickstarter.
access. I don't know.
It was on early access.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, they began selling DLC when it was still in early access.
That's the one. Yeah, I knew it was something stupid like that. Yeah, they can't even finish a game and then they're selling extra shit. But yeah, so yeah, talk to us about this.
Yeah, well, like you said, they have been doing some controversial stuff for quite a while. The game was, as you said, it was massively popular once. It's still quite popular, among the survival game fans. And well, basically, the first news that they dropped last week actually was that the long-awaited sequel, which will star Vin Diesel as one of the main characters, has been delayed. It was originally supposed to launch last year, then this year, and now it's coming at the end of next year. So that was the first news of the day last Friday. But on the bright side, or at least that's what they were telling the community, they basically have been preparing a UE5 remaster of Ark Survival Evolved. So it would feature many improvements, mainly graphics, with Lumen, Nanite, ray tracing. Yes, the one thing you hate, and
I don't hate it. It's just useless.
And lots of other, also many gameplay improvements, new buildings, well, lots of stuff. And the thing is, actually in late January, one of the co-founders of the company had tweeted that the UE5 remaster would be free for those who already own the game. And then they said, no, actually, you need to pay us. And actually, it was quite a lot. It was, I think, $39, well, basically $40 on PlayStation 5 for this game, which was a remastered version of the game that many people already own. And actually, it was $50 on PC and Xbox, but there was the bonus that PC and Xbox players could also basically get Ark 2 in this bundle. So it was a really weird promotion, so to speak, and it left a lot of people baffled because of course they had been promised a free remaster, and now it was going to be very pricey for essentially the same game with better graphics and a few improvements. And actually, they were also planning to separately sell again the DLCs that have been made for Ark Survival Evolved. So that was another insult to the community, if you wish. And basically, also they said they were taking down official servers for Survival Evolved, so that basically you either had to play on unofficial servers for the old version of the game, so if you basically didn't want to pay for the new one, or you were basically forced to get the new version to keep playing on official servers. So, needless to say, it caused a bit of a shitstorm, and I reached out to the developers, Studio Wildcard.
Did you ask them why they're being such cunts?
Well, they say I can only relay their response, which is that basically, they said, admittedly, we have underestimated the amount of work that the remaster would take, and yada yada, and basically that was their excuse. So that's
not much of an excuse for doing bullshit around servers and everything, though.
Yeah, well, they said, the scope of the project had increased. They hadn't yet realized the full-time development resources and costs needed to produce a complete next generation master, and that's it.
So they didn't really answer any questions, and they just spouted shit. That's what I expect from the Ark developers.
Yeah, some people are taking a bit of their defense in that they are owned by Snail Games, which is a Chinese company that is, it's quite well known for being sleazy. And
they've been sleazy in the past before that.
Well, I think Snail Games they purchased them a long time ago, so technically a lot of the controversies have been under their umbrella. So, but
I'm just curious.
They did an update anyway, just yesterday. So they changed a few things after all the backlash. So now, basically, the previous bundle for PC and Xbox that contained both Survival Ascended, the remaster, and the sequel is gone. So the bundle is gone. But now everyone on PC, Xbox Series S, X, and PlayStation 5 can get the new remaster at $60 actually. But basically the DLCs will now be included. So that's the good news. Although I don't know, it feels more like a side grade rather than an upgrade from the previous offer. So I don't know. They actually go into greater detail here. They said on a blog post on the official website, we weren't trying to mislead you with earlier comments. Our plans and overall intentions changed.
Yeah.
Whatever. Well, I guess it's time for one of your rants, Chris. If you want to rant.
What do I get to rant about?
No, I mean, is there anything you want to lay on?
I just think it doesn't surprise me in the slightest. It's just the same. I mean, same as I've said, they've been shady for long enough. Selling DLC when a game's still in early access is already bullshit, and they've just been bullshit for a very long time. I don't even like Ark that much. I played it a bit and I got bored. Um, and it's just more proof that it it's disappointing because you always find one game that you might find one or two games that shows that the live service games can work and studios will stick by them, and then you have Electronic Arts come along or Square Enix or somebody. It's a damn shame when you're holding Ubisoft up as a good example of how to do something. It really is a damning indictment of the industry, but Studio Wildcard just goes to prove that big or small, there's always somebody willing to screw you over, take your money, and not fulfill their side of the bargain. And
Mhm.
yeah, I just I don't actually care enough about them to rant too much. They're arseholes. They're liars. They're whatever you want to throw at them, and they're just full of shit. And they're making some people will play the games, and as soon as Studio Wildcard decide, oh no, we can't milk enough money out of them, let's turn the servers off. Oh, what was that? You wanted full functionality of your game? Oh, what a shame! That'll be
Don't you
£20,
dare.
please.
Open up your wallet. Well, I mean,
Exactly.
like you said, it's not like they're alone in doing this type of things.
No, but they're just
It's just that they're smaller. That they're smaller than
yeah,
other.
they're an indie studio which is shitting on
Yeah,
people.
I mean, yeah, technically, well, not that thing. I mean, they've been raking in a lot of money with Dark Survival Evolved.
Yeah.
Selling it on basically any platform. It's on. It was even on Stadia. just to just to give you an idea.
No.
But
It's on Switch
and
too. It's everywhere.
yeah, to be fair, they do have an actually. Just to give you an idea, actually, on how much money they have, they've basically been doing an animated series on the show.
I saw something about that anyway.
Yeah, and do you want to know who is in it? It's basically everyone. It's one of the most incredibly Hollywood bigger casts you can imagine. So basically, you have, I guess, Vin Diesel, for example. You have Gerard Butler. You have David Tennant. You have an incredible amount of actors.
Why?
Michelle Yeoh actually as well. It's actually incredible. And
I'm just looking at it now. I mean, just why? What? What? I mean, I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's that, I mean, I will probably not watch it because why do I need to? Yeah, if it ends
yeah,
up being good, I might watch it, but yeah,
yeah. You also have Russell Crowe. You have Carl Urban. You have Elliot Page. You have
yeah.
Jeffrey
Oh, it's
Wright, Alan
madness. It's
Tudyk.
madness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
But,
budget
Oh,
do they have for this?
that's the reason why Arc 2's being delayed and why they're not doing the UE5. They're
Yeah,
just spending everything on a silly budget animated series where
yeah,
they
pay
really
for it.
did not need the bigger names that they've got.
Yeah.
But
Well, if maybe if
let,
they didn't, maybe if they didn't have those names, maybe not many people would have watched that.
I don't
yeah,
thi- I don't
I mean, outside of those that play the game, because
I
those
don't think
they would have
anybody
watched.
outside of those that play the game are going to watch an
Well,
animated series because Russell Crowe's doing a voice or
you
Gerard
know
Butler's
how
doing a
those
voice.
you know how those execs are. They think that they put a big name on it, and then everyone
Yeah, I
will
know.
fly on them like flies on shit.
I
Pretty
Yeah.
mean,
much. That's what I think.
to be fair, I have seen lately more even these big actors sometimes do that. They do animated series even in other.
It's a quick payday, isn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah. So
I mean, to be fair, I haven't even watched the Cyberpunk animated series yet, so yeah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good, to be honest.
I don't have the time.
It's not even that long. It's like just a single season so far.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Well, it was good enough to make people buy the game after it released, because sales picked up right after
Yeah.
they released that.
But anyway, yeah, I guess we can move on to the.
Let's move to another company that's clearly not doing as well as Funny Studio Wildcard. If they can afford to, essentially buying Gerard Butler's fecal matter to put in an anime. Anyway, so Capcom. I mean, they've been doing well for a while, and I mean, they're doing well just by not actually creating new games, just by remaking old games.
Well, yeah, yes and no.
Not
That's
just
a bit.
that, yeah.
No,
that's
I
unfair.
know. It's a bit facetious. That obviously Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, Monster Hunter was the one that really. I think I would probably say Monster Hunter was the one that really started the Capcom resurgence, and they've just moved up from there by remaking lots of games. And,
well, I guess
mostly
there
Resident
is.
Evil they remade, by the way.
Yeah. And yeah, it's been a while. I guess you can say that their first, kind of comeback was Resident Evil 7, because Resident Evil 6 and even Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 5 weren't that well received.
Yeah.
It
So
actually, I think Resident Evil 5 sold a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, critically,
well, 6 was way worse, way worse as a game.
Yeah.
But I think they still sold decently well. At least I remember that 5 sold a lot. Well, they were coming off Resident Evil 4.
5 sold something like 13 million or something silly like that.
It was coming off Resident Evil 4, so that's why.
Yeah,
but that's the way Capcom works. They make a good game, which because it's after a rubbish game doesn't sell fantastic, but still sells well enough due to word of mouth. Then the next game sells gangbusters, but ends up not being good. So then they have to make another good game. It's like the weirdest roller coaster ever.
Yeah, but anyway, no, I mean, with Resident Evil 7, they took a risk, because they changed the the camera view, they changed the setting as well. Suddenly the protagonist isn't some kind of cop or special force member.
It wasn't much different to how they moved from 3 to 4. They made quite a few changes there. I mean, well, 4 sort of brought in the whole action survival horror sort of thing, whereas before it was all tank controls.
Yeah.
If anything, actually, Res Evil, Capcom could probably be given the sort of, the whole action survival horror, so Dead Space, Evil Within, all of those games probably wouldn't be what they are without Capcom having taken a risk with Res Evil 4.
Yeah, and but like you said, Resident Evil 4, since you mentioned it, is the latest success in a long string for Capcom, and well, it's sold already 4 million copies, and it also kind of pushed Capcom to its all-time high in terms of stock prices last week. So it clearly showed investors having confidence in the product lineup, even though, I mean, to be honest, I think, as I wrote in the article, probably one of their next games, Exoprimal, won't be that much of a success. But every once in a while,
they got the Game Pass money, so it's still a success.
Yeah, they probably. It might not be the most profitable one, but yeah.
I don't think it even had that much of a big budget behind it.
Yeah,
not
probably.
as much as the other The other
But,
games they're launching this year. So,
but well, Street Fighter 6 looks very good, so that one probably will sell well.
yeah.
And but you know,
See,
it seems
I'm
like
interested in that Pragmata.
Yeah, that disappeared. They announced it and then it's
I
just
know.
gone.
It's a
yeah.
it's a space sci-fi thing. I want it.
Yeah, and well, I want Dragon's Dogma too, but that's
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that will be in a while. Yeah.
but there is actually something that you can rant about, Chris, because
I love a rant.
after all
What do you
this
mean?
after all this success with Resident Evil 4 and stock prices going sky high and whatever, Capcom still felt like it needed to add microtransactions to Resident Evil 4. Specifically, they added the ability to buy exclusive weapon upgrades. So you can instantly buy a weapon upgrade for I think $3.
They
Before
did not
Chris,
learn from Dead Space.
before Chris starts ranting, they've been doing this
They have.
for a long time. Even the Devil May Cry, even the Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition had or Red Orb packs. But
I
you
got,
can get that stuff.
yeah.
You can get that stuff in game, so it's.
I say I'm not going to rant too much because Capcom are known for this bullshit. From Street Fighter Cross Tekken to Devil
Yeah,
May
well, that
Cry
was.
to if a game of theirs doesn't have bullshit microtransactions, that usually means that somebody ate some really bad chicken the day before and forgot to put them in.
But the thing is that this stuff you can get it in game, so it's really.
Yeah. Well, it's just
It's not offensive, at least. The DLC, the Street Fighter X cross tech and stuff was offensive because the DLC characters were all on the disc. So they were ready to go and they just held them back so they could sell them later on.
Yeah, bullshit. It's always going to be bullshit microtransactions. It's what Capcom does. It's, like Activision executives molest staff members, EA people ruin games, Capcom does shitty microtransactions. It's just the known thing.
Yeah, yes. I think they were in Resident Evil Village too. Stuff like that you could buy things. I don't
It's a
remember
weird
because
one.
I
I
only
haven't
played that
played
one.
many Capcom games in quite a while. I fancy playing the new Res Evil stuff, but again, it's finding the time. Probably the
I played all of them. I played all of them. The last
I
stuff they
don't.
released, and they have something like this in pretty much everything.
See, I think I'm probably just like Alessio. I'm just waiting for Dragon's Dogma 2.
But they've been adding various types of microtransactions. It's just as this one is kind of new. I think they didn't offer specific weapon exclusive upgrades in previous Resident Evil, so they found a new type of microtransaction. Yeah. So, but yeah, I guess you can just ignore it and whatever. But
it's not any
I just
worse
don't know
than pre-order exclusive
if
bonus.
Dragon's Dogma 2 is going to be the mega hit you're hoping it will be, because Dragon's Dogma doesn't have the name recognition.
Well, I mean, I'm not really that interested in how much money Capcom makes.
No,
as long
it's
as
just
the game is good.
in your article where you say how it could be the next mega hit, I'm thinking it would be nice, but yeah, it would be nice.
Well, the thing is that the market changed since the first one, and there's way more attention for that type of game.
Yeah, I think like I said, it's going to be. I think if they can make co-op work in a nice way and without too much microtransaction, etc. But it could have a lot of potential, honestly. But we'll see. I do think this sequel will have a much bigger budget than the first one because Capcom is now in a much better place, financially. So they can support, the vision of Itsuno-san. So hopefully it turns out to be good. And also they now have a decent engine, the Re engine. And whereas previously, I think the first game ran on the MT framework, right?
Yeah, Capcom has been using that for a long time.
And that wasn't a good engine, honestly. But we'll see. I hope it's coming out next year, maybe towards the end. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, well, one of those. Wait and see. So, yeah, I mean, I'll play it when it comes out. I played the first, and now move on to the final topic. This should be. I don't
Francesco.
know. I don't understand. I just
we'll
don't
leave
understand.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. That's what we said. Sony is apparently working on a handheld device that they're calling it Q-Lite for now. And
let's just back a bit, because when the rumor first came out, people were like, "Oh, they're doing a new Vita! Whoa, super cool!" And
exactly.
then
Yes, that's what we need.
Yeah, that's what we need, but that's not what Sony wants to give people. They want to give people a remote play device. That's it. Not even cloud gaming. It would be a companion piece to a PlayStation 5. That's it. Pretty much. The only difference, it's basically a phone that could play games, but instead you get haptic feedback on this one. It's basically that. It's a remote play device.
Yeah, so basically, you need to own the PS5 and you need to have it on or on rest mode at least. Otherwise, you can't play with this device. And
it's essentially a PlayStation Vita without the things that make the PlayStation Vita good.
Yeah, because the PlayStation Vita already had these things with PS4.
Yeah.
But it also worked on its own. So
makes no sense.
Yeah, they probably saw, the PC handheld market, like the Steam Deck. There's another console that Asus announced. I think it's Asus. I don't remember. Last week. And they think, well, let's do this ourselves, but let's botch it like we botch everything else when we are in a dominant market position. That's Sony. You said that's Sony for you, really.
Don't understand.
It doesn't make any sense. Like we were talking about the other day, it's what they're going to market this to. I mean, who wants to buy something like this?
Well, of course, me. No. I don't even use my bloody Wii.
I don't know the appeal of something like that when you can get a Steam Deck.
Yeah, remote play works on the Steam Deck, and also it works on mobile devices. So it works on. I don't know.
It may be that this isn't everything that the device can do, because rumors. They may have not told the entire picture, but if this is everything the device does, I don't see how it's going to sell to anybody, because it doesn't have any appeal, I think.
Yeah, and also, as you said, either they were making a full console handheld hybrid like the Switch, or they needed to make. I think it would have been better for them to actually make a PC handheld, because that's the market that is expanding after the Steam Deck and all these devices, the Aya Neo, the Asus One, and the Logitech. Basically, lots of companies are trying to get into this market, and Sony is making PC games too nowadays, but they still want to cater to the give more incentives to get a PS5, but do they really think that this will be an incentive to get the PS5? Because it's hilarious, honestly. This will be only for very, very few PC, players that already have the consoles. So
I might just go buy a Vita again instead.
Yeah.
Why
not? I still have mine.
Yeah.
I don't think you can buy it anymore.
You can on eBay.
On used you can find them. I mean, Sony
always buy things.
Now that you mentioned the Vita again, I just remembered when they released the PlayStation Vita TV. I mean, Sony is the company that releases pointless shit.
Yeah.
It is. So this it's so bad that it's probably true.
Yeah.
Pretty detailed is true.
And this also comes right after what seems like kind of well, not a disaster, but close to it when it comes to the sales of the PSVR 2. So they once again made an hardware that's too pricey and it doesn't work with PCs.
Yeah.
So basically, no one is buying it.
Considering this rumored hardware doesn't actually do anything, it's just a streaming thing, then remote play thing, then it probably only costs you about a tenner. They might actually sell some copies.
I'm not sure. It's Sony. They priced the VR2 higher than the console you need to run it with.
Yeah, but
priced high.
Just consider that they said that this device needs to support all of the features of the DualSense controller. So basically, you have to factor in the cost of the DualSense controller just for that reason.
Okay,
then
20 quid.
This is going to cost like 200 euros or something.
I think if they're smart, they'll keep it down to 150. Because otherwise,
they need to just put it whatever the manufacturing costs are, or maybe like give themselves like 5% profit. That's about it.
I think this is going to sell for 200 euros.
Some people will buy it just because they can.
Yeah, somebody will. Yeah, but this is going to be another disaster. Like the PlayStation Vita TV. I think the price got marked down a lot, like in 3 months, 4 months, because no one was buying that thing, and then it got discontinued pretty quickly. This is going to end up the same way if it's only remote play. If they have something else, maybe it could do a little better. Like if they had cloud gaming on it, that would be.
Yeah. I mean, that would be the smart thing to do. At least, release it so that it can be opened a bit like the Vita. Make with the Homebrew stuff. Maybe people can upload apps to use other cloud gaming services. That could be nice if it has a nice screen and nice battery life. But we'll see, I guess.
This still sounds like a disaster. A disaster in the main way.
Yeah,
The appeal is too limited to do anything decent on the market.
It's madness.
Maybe if stuff like the Steam Deck wasn't around, maybe this would have been more interesting. But I mean, if you have to spend 200 euros for that, you just pay a little bit more. You get the basic Steam Deck, and you
the
get
thing is,
more.
I can't even think of much because I don't even have the Steam Deck. I just no interest anymore. It's just I won't actually use it.
You don't have any interest in gaming, period.
I do. Don't be like that. I'm always interested in games. Just games.
In Total War Warhammer and Football Manager.
Whoa. You'll find it's Total War 3 Kingdoms.
You could play Football Manager on the go when you go and take a dump.
Oh, the Steam Deck's got like a battery life of 12 seconds.
Well, it depends on the game, but if you play Football Manager, I think the battery life would be good.
Well, 20 seconds? No, I know. I just don't. I do like my games, but due to time and to be fair, it's more that I just don't want to waste money on something because again, I need to find a reason to turn my Switch on. I need, we need a game that I can review on the Switch just so I can turn it on. The same for the PS5. I just don't. They're just paperweights.
Yeah, well, you could still sell the Switch and buy this new Q-Lite console.
A great deal.
Yeah, no, you're all right. Thank you for the offer. If I sell the Switch, I will buy Lots of Pepsi Max.
You'll buy lots of whiskey, huh?
And that too.
Yeah.
So I don't get Sony's moves. Sometimes they're just strange. They just need to do smart things. But it's the games industry. It doesn't seem to happen much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so well, let's wrap up. What have we all been playing? I can't actually talk about what I've been playing.
I can talk about that too.
You can't either.
No.
Okay, Alessio, it's all on you. What have you been playing?
I'm afraid I can't talk about it either. So,
Okay.
It's I can tell you that I've been downloading. I've downloaded.
No. It's for children. This show.
Oh, no, I just downloaded some older games that I've been wanting to try again. For example, one game is Ant Showdown. The game by Crytek.
Yeah, I played that a little bit when it came out.
And it's actually pretty good at the kind of genre that, it's kind of an extraction game, but it has a nice horror twist to it, and it's good. Honestly, it has a very dedicated community that keeps playing even after all these years, and Crytek is still doing DLCs for it. Even free updates as well. And actually, they have big plans. I think they also want to upgrade the engine version so that it runs smoother and make it prettier as well with the new visuals. So it's basically been the thing. Yeah, it's basically been the thing that kept Crytek afloat, because I think if they didn't have Ant Showdown doing well, it could have been troubling for them.
I'm just more curious now, having just looking on Steam. How come they've re-released Stranger of Paradise?
Because it wasn't on Steam before. It was only on.
It wasn't on Steam. It was
okay.
only.
It was an EGS exclusive for like a year or something.
Right. I'm just looking. Then I was getting myself confused. I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They dropped the price, and then it has all the DLC. I think
that's another game that Francesco swears by, right?
Yeah. It's a good one. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, just looking on Steam at the new and trending, and I'm looking there, and I'm thinking, Meet Your Maker. That I tried that at Gamescom. That looked quite interesting. Passepartout 2. I enjoyed the first Passepartout. Quite a good little indie simulation game. Stranger of Paradise is on there. That's the one that's a Final Fantasy game I don't actually own, so I may have to get that. And then some strategy-based building game called Oxygen, and then at the top of the new and trending list is
you can't name it. I just saw.
Why not?
I haven't. Let me see.
It's called Magic Kitten, but
no, it's not.
Okay, I get that.
It's certainly not a kitten.
What type of cat they're talking about?
yeah. Well, that's a new one.
There's also Everspace 2 actually that released out of early access.
Yes. Isn't somebody else doing that on the site? I remember you asking me, but I'm just like,
Yeah, somebody is doing it.
It's all right then. It's all right. What's coming up? Popular upcoming games. Tropical Resort Story. Oh god, is Kairosoft finally releasing on Steam? Oh, well, there you go. I've just seen on popular upcoming. Obviously the game of the year's coming up. Coal mining simulator.
Yeah, that's. I think Francesco. I think maybe you can talk about Sherlock Holmes.
That's coming up soon. Yeah.
I need to check. The time
Maybe
of the
not then.
embargo.
Maybe not
9 a.m. EST is. I don't think I can. No.
No. Another day.
Yeah.
Next week. But yeah, let's call it then. Let's get ourselves a nice, well, because this is when we're recording it, a bit more of some of Easter Sunday back then.
Yeah. What are you guys going to eat today?
I have no idea.
I have no
I
clue.
have no idea.
I have actually no clue either. I have not planned that far ahead.
Yeah.
I may go to the pub actually. If there's, yeah, I might even just go to the pub.
Don't you like meet with relatives and stuff like that on Easter?
People? Eat people? Oh dear. Have you never met me before?
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean.
I'll see my aunt. Well, in fact, my aunt's already here in the house. I've heard her. She's gone into the garden or something, or she's playing with the cats.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'll leave you to it then, and happy Easter, everyone.
And enjoy all, and we will